Hello, I'm Suzanne Convery and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the LAC, Local Area Coordination Model. A brief history of it is that it has existed in Scotland for over 20 years now. It's a model of how people in a society can take care of each other. It's one of the most researched and internationally successful examples of how to do that. But at the heart of local area coordination, which we call LAC, is people. LACs work with those people, their families and communities, change lives for the better. Here's an example of a charter statement, which is a statement that tells us what LAC does. This one belongs to the network of LACs that exists in England. It talks about develop partnerships with individuals and families as they build and pursue their goals and dreams for good life, and with local communities to strengthen their capacity to include all people, including those at risk of exclusion, as valued citizens. What LAC is broken down into 10 principles which give us some of these objectives. The main two objectives are about achieving well-being, but also civic participation for people. A critical element of LAC is that it's open to everyone. It doesn't sit within referral frameworks or has eligibility criteria on it. We often talk about what it's not, because it's not a community connector model and it's not social prescribing. These things do have great outcomes and do good things, but LAC goes above and beyond those outcomes. There's an example here of 3 levels of support you might expect from an LAC and that an LAC team can offer if you're working with one. The sort of entry level one is just a little bit about focused interactions. It might involve some signposting, giving information. But level 2 is a longer term relationship that has got a caseload in there of roughly 50 to 60 people per local area coordinator. But even within that cohort and that group, there's going to be different levels of engagement. And then we've got our 3rd level, which is a community level of support. And that offering goes out to existing and creates new community organisations and facilities and whatever other assets are out there in our communities. But everybody will sit where they sit on any of those levels. We always say we have no agenda but your agenda. So whatever you're working with us on and that we're walking alongside you with, you'll get exactly the level of support you need. That's because we often talk about moving at the speed of trust. Trust is a really important thing in all human relationships, and particularly so when we're working with people in local area coordination. So we're not going to rush you. We're not going to say you've only got a certain number of sessions to get done what you want to do. But equally, we'll challenge you a little bit and push you past your comfort zone sometimes to make sure that you get really valuable change in your lives. And we're building capacity doing that, making sure that everybody gets the best version of their lives that they can. LAC exists in countries across the world. It was originally set up in Australia in the 1980s and was developed from a way of looking at community support within a very, very rural community in Western Australia for people with learning disabilities through into Scotland at that time, which similarly started in learning disability. It exists in roughly 12 health and social care partnerships or local authority areas in Scotland right now. There's a thriving network in England and Wales that is indeed growing and developing every year. Singapore is a relatively new start, and there's an islands network for places like the Isle of Man. All of these are really well researched and well developed local area coordination areas. In Scotland, we did a little survey a few years ago that told us this was where at that point there were local area coordination teams. If you're not on that list, you can ask for a local area coordination team from your local representatives. There's a lot of economic benefits as well as practical benefits to local area coordination. Not only do we believe it's a more humane way of supporting everybody in an inclusive society, we can save money doing it as well. All the facts and figures are on there, and there's lots of peer-reviewed evidence that all of that cost savings increases as time goes on because of a joint working that develops around everybody who uses and is helped by local area coordination, including all of the health and social care partnership, usual services, emergent services, education, healthcare. All of these people benefit from everyone having a strong and inclusive society, and that's where the support and ultimately it makes the whole model of local area coordination easy to fund moving into the future. Very self-sustaining. What we're doing next within Enable is that we believe there's a need for that national network that's so powerful in other countries to be revived in Scotland from what happened before. Now we need to go in with the knowledge and experience that we've got of other areas and other wonderful research that we have. And what we've done there is we've secured some research money from Scottish Government and a research partner with Napier University to deliver that across Scotland. So that means we're looking at and evaluating everything that's there, particularly around the neurodiverse community and the changes that are happening there. That's what we believe will allow local area coordination to grow and be accessible in every area. So other things to think about when we're talking to people about why we should all have LAC teams, because it doesn't replace or duplicate any effort that's already there, it always complements and it always creates opportunity. It works very well with the existing ecosystems of support. And if you have a think about how this could work for you in your area, then again, you can approach your local representatives, and we're doing everything we can at our end to make sure that there's more national offering across Scotland for local area coordination as well. You can reach us with any questions. Thank you.